Hi, my name is Stevie McLaughlin and I like to write songs. Today we're going to begin writing a prog rock song. In this series of videos, I would like to take inspiration from prog rock and attempt to create a prog rock song from scratch. When I think of prog rock, the first band who come to mind are Marillion, who are my favorite band of all time. But today I'm not going to try and write a Marillion song. I'm going to try and channel some of the energy and some of the ideas that Steven Wilson uses in his music. Steven Wilson is a solo artist who creates prog music, probably better known for the band Porcupine Tree, who are also a fantastic band. One of the defining features of Steven Wilson's music is his approach to chords. He quite often likes to use unrelated chords and put them together into a chord sequence that sounds unusual or exotic. I've set up a patch on the Korg Triton. It's an electric piano patch, which is a staple of prog rock music. The chord sequence that I'm working with at the minute as a starting off point is this. So, C minor, A flat major, A minor, A flat major, and back to C minor. I think of these first two chords, C minor and A flat major, as a 6 and 4 chord in the key of E flat. Okay? But then this chord is chromatic to that key, so it creates a momentary modulation before it goes back into the original key again. And what I hear when I hear that chord sequence is this idea of a chromatic mediant, which is very common in film score music. For example, if I use that chromatic mediant in a string sound, it's very evocative of a movie soundtrack. Let's get that recorded. And let's loop it a few times so that we've got something to work with. I think I'd like to fatten it up with a pad sound. The pad sound I've chosen is Heaven's Shore, a preset on Omnisphere. And let's also loop that. I still feel that there could be extra movement. Yeah, it's a bit slow. I would like some quaver movement in it. And one of the ways that I like to add quaver movement to a keyboard patch is by using some of the Omnisphere patches that have arpeggiators on board. This is a nice one. And I have it turned down quite low in the mixer so that it just adds that movement without really standing out. Right, I think that sounds pretty cool. And I think one of the things Steven Wilson would do is probably bring in the drums about here. So let's try that. Right, so there'll be a drum fill at the very start. Yep. think that's how the drums would probably be introduced. And then onto the main drum beat. I've programmed drums before and shown you my process, so I'll take it offline and program the drums off camera and get back when I'm finished. So this is what we have now. And so on. I can hear a bass guitar part coming in. I'm a big fan of trashy sci-fi. I love watching all types of sci-fi, B-movies and dystopian stuff. That's the movies that I really like. A series that I watched recently is on the Sci-Fi Channel, and it's 12 Monkeys, based on the Bruce Willis movie. It's a bit trashy and cheesy, so it's right up my street. I really enjoyed it. There was one particular scene in this series where the lead protagonist, Cole, meets up for the first time with Jennifer Gorin, who is the prophet that predicts the army of the 12 Monkeys. In that scene, she has been committed to an asylum, and she tries to convince him that she's completely sane, even though she's clearly not. And while I was watching this scene, I already started formulating the lyrics for this song in my mind because I thought it was an interesting idea. So I'm going to write this whole song about the concept of the 12 Monkeys. So a lot of the lyrics here are actually lines taken straight from Jennifer Gorin as she tries to convince Cole that she's sane, and I've added some lines of my own so that they scan properly and flow with the music. And my idea is that when we get to the chorus will introduce some heavy guitars and stuff, and maybe double kick drumming, and then I'll start listing things to do with 12, because 12 is a key number in literature and culture. I think of the 12 disciples of Jesus, the 12 tribes of Israel, 12 numbers on a clock face, and so on. I'll use all these ideas in my lyrics for the chorus.
I've been waiting for you. Have you come to break me out of here? Feeling better now. I promise to be good. There's no voices, I can't hear them. It's just me alone in my head. Lucid and clean, take me home. Lucid and clean, take me home. There's no dark clouds, just clear skies. The weather's fine in my world. I'm in control. The outlook is good.
Okay, so there was an overlap on the vocals, so I had to use a second track for the second part of the vocals. Let's hear that.
Lucid and clean, take me home. There's no dark clouds, just clear skies. The weather
What I would like to do next is maybe introduce some guitars at this point.
promise to be good. There's no voices, I can't hear them. It's just me alone.
I think guitars would love this a wee bit and introduce a new feature at that point. If you watched any of my previous videos, then you'll know that I'm a big fan of Helix Native. But for this song, I've decided to do a little experiment and try something different. So I'm looking at Scuffum S gear at the moment, and I'm using a Marshall patch on that. It's called Blue Claptonite, which I guess is some kind of Eric Clapton sound. So I think that might be an interesting sound to use on the track.
Good. There's no voices, I can't hear them. It's just me alone in my head. Lucid and clean, take me home. There's no dark clouds, just clear skies. The weather's fine in my world. I'm in control. The outlook is good. There's no voices, I can't hear them. It's just me alone in my head. Lucid and clean, take me home. There's no dark.
So I feel like a bit of a musical interlude is in order here. Let's do some instrumental parts that give the drums a rest for a while before the heavy drums kick in for the very heavy chorus that I've got in mind.
The outlook is good.
And maybe a nice tubular bell style thing on the piano here.
The outlook is good.
I'm going to record some double lead guitars now using my standard lead guitar patch on Helix Native. It's the litigator amp with 3 Sigma IRs.
The outlook is good. The outlook is good.
So I've used the sampler section of Perfect Drums to add some cymbal rolls to this section. Just helps give it a bit of depth. I feel like there's a possibility in this section we could make the bass a wee bit busier and make that a feature of this part of the track. Doing those types of things, you know. Let's try it on the track. Hi. Yeah, I think we'll have a go at recording that. So I've had a good listen to the track now, and I've had a couple of extra ideas. One thing, the lyrics say at the very beginning, I've been waiting for you. So it gave me the idea of maybe having a sample of a clock ticking at the very start. So this is the sample that I found online. Another thing that I noticed is that the arpeggiated patch that I'm using from Omnisphere gets a wee bit tedious after a while. So when the vocals come in, I've changed it for a different patch. I found another patch that I think works well in the track as an alternative to the first one. Archophonic Echoes, I think it's called. Let's hear that soloed. So in the track, I think it sounds quite nice. Let's hear.
I've been waiting for you.
All right, so let's have a listen to everything that we've recorded today. Okay, cool. So I hope you found that useful and interesting today. In episode 2, we'll have a go at writing the chorus and the second verse. And if you've been watching this far, I have to say I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You rock.